Welcome to TechbrothersIT. In this video, we are going to learn how to migrate on-premises SQL Server database to the GCP SQL Server instance. Now, there are three different ways you can do that. There could be more, but these are the one I know. So first of all, you can take the backup file and then we can restore on the GCP SQL instance. Second, we can script the entire database on our on-premises and create this SQL file and then upload that file on a Google bucket and then restore from there by importing it. Another one is we can create the database directly in the GCP SQL Server instance and then run our scripts by opening SSMS. So let's take a look one by one. So first of all, what I have here, this is my on-premises SQL Server, and if I go to the databases, I have this database called HRES. If I go right there, there are two tables. So you can see some data. This is a database actually my son was creating for his just learning. Now this doesn't have a whole lot of objects. I want to keep it small anyways because I don't want to pay the money for the large size of database restores on the Google Cloud. Now, very first step, as we were saying, we can take the backup and then a restore. Right click on the database here, go to the task, and then go to the backup. Once you go to the backup, it's going to ask you provide the path where you would like to take that backup. I'm going to remove the last one and then add new. Here I'm going to keep the same path. I'm going to copy and maybe I will just put in a notepad, and there we'll have it. This is a default path, so you can copy to D drive, F drive, wherever you want. Now I'm gonna go with the click right there and say the name of the file of backup. I'm gonna call it HRES migration and then say .bak. So that's the file name and we are all good here. And now we hit OK. I will suggest you can do compression here because if your database is large size, that can be helpful. Compress database and hit OK. Now database backup is created and we are all good. And this is my Google SQL instance. I connected to the SSMS. If you don't know how to do that, I have a video on that. Watch that, and it's very easy to connect to the SSMS on-premises SSMS you have, and you can see the databases and everything. Now let's go to the portal there. So first of all, let me show you the portal here. Okay, here is the portal, and now in the portal we have SQL instances right there. So I went there by clicking on this navigation menu on SQL, and then I can see my all instances. Here I have Express instance of 2019. My actual version of this database server is the development version of 2019. So that's what I have. Now I go back here and then I can click on this instance. Once I click there, it open a new window, and here I have the option to import. If I will click on import, it asks me that you have two different ways to do that. You can use the .bak file or you can use the .sql file. So now I can navigate to the bucket and then maybe just use the .bak file. I do not have any bucket as of now, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here and say cloud storage. So cloud storage, and here we will create our bucket. There is already bucket, but I want to create a new one so I can show you. Go ahead and create a bucket, and here I will give the name called tech migration bucket. Okay, so that's our bucket. Now we'll hit create, and the bucket is being created. Now you can create subfolders in that and all that, and or you can simply straightforward upload your files. And if you want to create a folder, you can go ahead and create a folder, say migration 2020 second, and create, and now folder is created as well. Now click right there, and now what we can do, we can upload our .bak file that we just created of our on-premises SQL database. So upload file, and here is going to ask you the path, and that's the path where we took the backup, and that's the name of the file. So this is uploading a file right now. File is uploaded, you can see right there. You can see the size and everything and all that information for this file. Now we are all good here. Let's go back to our SQL instance, and here I'm gonna go to the SQL instance, and then we will import. Go ahead and import, and in the import it is asking you .bak file. That's what we have put there. So browse to the bucket, and here is our bucket. You can remember that tech migration bucket, that's where the bucket, and then you have folder right there, and that's the file .bak file. So select that file, and now we should be all good. And now it is asking you to which database you would like to restore this file. I'm gonna create a new database called HRES, and we'll say import. It's in process of importing, so you can see that. So, or you can call it the database is being or in process of restoring. So you can see right there it is working on it, and while it's working you can see the instance has this message as well. Instance is being updated, so that means it's working, but other databases and everything is available. Once that's done, you will see this runnable. Now we go back here and go to the databases, and our database should be there. So right there, that's our database. So now what we can do, we can go to the SSMS, refresh our databases on Google SQL instance, and then it should be there as well. Now we can go to the tables, and here are a couple of tables we have available. Okay, I can right click here and then see the data. Great. So this was the way how to take the backup and then restore. One other thing I want to just see from here, if I'm connected to SSMS and what options I have here. So it given me restore database option here. Let me see if it will be able to restore from the local, or what options it gives me. So right now it's asking me in database device, and if I will navigate, so what will happen? Will it navigate to the so that's denied. Yep. So select permission object TM object. Yeah, I don't think so. That's it's gonna do it from here. The option is available. I might have to further dig into it. But maybe you guys wanna try dig into this one and share in the comments as well. But the only thing as of now, I know that you take the backup of your on-premises SQL database, upload the .bak file to the bucket, and import from there. Let's go other way around, where we said that you don't have to take the .bak file, backup file. You can simply always go ahead and generate the script. So you will say script database, sorry, go right here on top of that, and we are gonna script entire database. So click on premises SQL Server Instance Databases tab, right click there, and then you will go to the let me see right there what we have. Okay, sorry, here task, yeah, sorry, I missed that. So you got to actually go to the database on the on-premises, right click there, go to task, and then go all the way here and say generate scripts. Once you click right there, and it's gonna open this wizard for you, you're gonna hit next, and then it's gonna list all the objects such as tables, users, store procedures, views, and everything. In my case, I don't have a whole lot of objects here, so I'm gonna go ahead and see it is a script entire database and full database objects, all database objects. So I'm gonna leave that as it is. So if you wanna select or unselect some of them, you always have the option to do that. Let's say in case you only want one table, or you don't want stored procedure and all that, you can select that. Now in my case, I'm fine with all that, so I'm gonna go ahead and select all, hit next, and now it is gonna ask me, hey, go to advanced here, and then I'm going to script entire thing. It will be data and schema. So here you will find a type of data to script, and here right now it's called schema only. What we would like to do, we would like to do schema and data. So that's what we need to do here. Hit OK, and then save to the right here script file, and then we can place the file we would like to save it, and I'm gonna go ahead and save it. That's fine, we can save it here. but I will just make a note of it so we'll know where we saved. And I will name this guy as HRS script. Okay, HRS. And that will do it, and hit next, and now the script should be created. Okay, great. Once the script is created, what we are going to do, we are going to go back to our bucket and upload that one. So we will go to the storage here, and here we will click on a tech migration bucket, and then upload our .sql file. So now I'm going to go ahead and upload files here, and then we will go to that file location and load it. So I'm going to go to right there, and then we should have this file there. And here we have this file that we created. So hit open, and then it is going to load the .sql file. So see right there, that file is loaded. Now what's going to happen, let's open this file in SSMS here, and I want to show you what exactly it has, so you can see what type of information it has. So now if I will navigate to this again, and here is my SQL file. So I open in SSMS, and you can see there it is creating our database, and then it is on C and all those kind of things. So you don't really need all that. What you can do, probably, okay, let's do one thing. We will use as it is created, and then see it if it fails, and then we will go ahead and then remove this part of it, and we will just go ahead and create database and remove all this C drive program files and everything, and then do it, because this SQL instance on the Google is created on Linux, so it's not gonna probably find this all information. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete the already existing REHRES database, and we will say okay, and let's see what it does. Or maybe when we restore this from here, it created a database and ignored this. So I want to see and experiment this one. So what happen if you create this all scripts and upload this? So now we go to the SQL instance here, right there. Go to the instance, and then we are going to go to the import. And here in the import, what we want to see, we want to browse and choose that .sql file, HRES. Okay. Now it is asking you again, sorry, I was supposed to select SQL here. It is asking you choose a database in the test to the test file. So in this case, I can simply maybe leave the TBIT, because it's gonna try to create that database HRES, and then it's gonna insert the records there. So this can be used as a use statement, and then from there it can create the database and work it through. See right there, it actually used master, so it doesn't really matter which database is selected there. So it will not restore to that one, because it will switch between to the master, then create this database, and then insert the data into the tables that's in the HRS database. So I want to experiment how exactly this work if you just create the .sql file, and then try to run it here on the GCP cloud server. So we will hit import and see what happened. Okay, so it failed. That's let's see what are the things it happened. Let me take a look. So the provider SQL failed to execute. You try using SSMS to debug. So that's one of the thing. If you are trying to do this, that might fail, and it did not create any type of database and everything. So that's where, if you are creating directly from the on-premises SQL, all the scripts and all that, you have to probably open and make sure you are doing the right thing, because there is no C drive and all those kind of things. So here, what can be done, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say I will remove this part, and now what we can do, let's try, we can simply run directly here in SSMS. But if you have thousands of lines, I believe it's 70,000 lines that you can open in SSMS, that's also going to be a problem. So you cannot do that. So I just do one thing. Maybe I can simply go ahead and delete this whole create database part of it and just remove this. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this. um, that's also if you have a large file, maybe open in a notepad and then remove this part, um, that's tricky, but the BAK file is the right file, just to let you know. So here you have this. Now I save this file again, and then what we will do, we will go back to the bucket and upload this one. So here I'm gonna go to bucket and upload file again, and as you know that we have removed the so it is an overwrite object, yes. And we go to the database again and then import. So your best option is .bak file. It's a .SQL file, maybe just for small objects and all that is okay. But you are gonna run into some issues like me. I'm getting here, and then you're gonna go to import here, and now you will go to the bucket and choose the file. So in this case, sorry, back, and here .SQL file, and now .SQL, and here you will create a new database. So choose the database in the instance you want to have the file. So database has to be exist in advance. So that's one of the things we want to do. So I can simply go here in SSMS and create new query and say create a database HE or H or HRES. Okay. So our database is created, and we go back here, and now we go to import, and let's see if it will bring us a new database. It's not refreshing, so there is no refresh button. So probably I have to do the whole thing again here. Import. Now I have the database. It should be there because I created in SSMS. So it should be there. Import. Browse to the bucket. This is the file, and then we have SQL, then we have HRES, and now import. So it's importing those or running those SQL scripts which are saved in HRES.SQL. And if you remember that we have this, it has a create user, and then it has create table, and then it has inserted some data. So that's all it has. Okay, so we'll see if it works. Okay, failed again. So you can go to the operations and take a look. Provide a SQL, failed, try SSMS to debug. So anyways, you have a SSMS here, and now what I can do, I can simply copy and just use HRES. Actually, I don't have to do that because it's already have that. Okay, use HRES and execute. That database has changed, and I'm connected to the SQL Server GCP instance, and I'm gonna try to execute, and it completed successfully here. So no problem at all. So I have no idea what is wrong when I'm trying to import directly that this SQL file there. Maybe this is at the end, that's the problem, so that statement could be problem there. So I don't know what is going on. Anyways, I can refresh here, and then you have HRES, and then go to the tables, and then simply right there and view the data. Great. So a couple of learnings from here. If you notice that even I created this file, I uploaded that file there, and this is exactly file that we made changes, and this is a file. So if you guys remember, this is a no different file. So we try to run from the portal, and with import it is still giving us errors and saying, hey, you can go ahead and fix in SSMS and take a look. When we run in SSMS, it worked. So you might run into these type of issues, where you have large size of database, and you say like, oh, let me generate the script and then upload and import and all those kind of things. You might end up doing a lot of manual work and struggling through the objects definitions or something like that. So or with the small things, because this is the SQL instance on the Linux. The one we took the backup was SQL on the Windows. So maybe there are some other options available as well that's creating problems. But you see that we didn't do much change. I even didn't remove anything when I ran this one. So it completed successfully, no error in SSMS, but there was an error when we tried to import directly from the portal. So I will suggest you take full backup .bak file and then upload to the bucket and then get it going. So anyways, if you go back to our slide, so you see right there running direct scripts on newly created database on GCP SQL Server. So see, these all three options we covered, and we learned some of the maybe problems with that or some benefits doing this. So I hope you learn from this experiment, and I will see you guys in next video.